Okay, in this video, I'm just going to show you there's a few different ways to get started on your math assignments and hand them in. You could do them on paper. You could, if you have a printer at home, you can print it off and do it right on that, take a picture of it, upload it, and you're done. You could also have it open, have the assignment open on your screen. So if I show you, I share my screen. I can go to, if I go here, so here's one of the assignments, plotting things. So I could print this out or have it up on my screen like that. And then I draw, do my X, do my Y, do 0, and write my numbers. And I just copy it down like that on paper. And then I'd take a picture of that and upload that. There is another way to do it as well. So if you don't want to do it on paper, you don't have a printer at home, when you go to this and you create in yours, I create assignments, but you actually create documents to hand in your assignments. When you create, there's an option. There's docs, there's slides, there's sheets, there's drawings. So if you click on drawings here, I find this tool really useful for doing things like plotting on a grid. You can draw straight lines, so you can just take your line, bring it down, and then do another one from this side. And now you have your coordinate system. And you can look back to your assignment and say, okay, where is the Y? The Y is at the top. So I'm going to take my letter, I'm going to click it here, and I'm going to type in Y. And I can move it if it's not in the right spot. I can just select with the arrow, move it to the right spot where it should be, pick up this whole, this box is way too big, so I could make that smaller. So it's just got the Y, then select my Y, and move it there. Okay, so now I can see that's labeled Y. I can label X as well and move it to where it should be. And there it is. Okay, so now I have X and Y, and I can also label this. So we want to go from -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you got to put these in the right space. So you're going to add some space to each one. So you can see this takes time, but if you want it to be really precise, then you might prefer this than drawing. But if you prefer to draw, just draw and take a picture of it, upload it that way. Okay, it's whatever works best for you. It doesn't matter to myself or Miss K how you hand in your assignments. It's whatever way you learn best. Okay, so there, I'm going to line this up, and I line up 0 right in the center there. That's how you should be doing it. My 0 is a little bit off. It's not bad though. Okay, so I know 0 is in the center. -5, yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, I can do the same thing, add another text box for my Y, because this is for my X. We start at 0, go up, and then go down. So let's do another text box, same thing. I wonder if I can just copy it. And that way I don't have to type it in again. So I highlight it, copy it, go into this box, paste it. There we go. I make the box bigger. So this is going to be for my Y. I put it where I think it should be with 0 in the middle. And then I need to rotate it like that. Okay, and I have to move it again because it's now not quite where it should be. So I want to line up my 2 zeros. And if I can line up my 2 zeros in the center, now I have an X and Y axis. It's not bad. Okay, it could be a bit better, but it's not bad. And I can see the numbers go up. Okay, now I'm ready to start my assignment. So I can plot places. If it was 2, 2, I could draw a little dot there. And I can label it. Okay, so I could put that as A, if that was what the assignment was asking me to do. So if you want to do your work this way, you could, and you can go back and forth between the screen of what they're asking you to do and the screen of where you're drawing. You got to figure out what's easiest. I wonder if I can actually download this. Move my picture. If I can download this and add it to my screen, that might be helpful as well, because that way I'm not going back and forth. So let's see if I can do that. Yep, perfect. So now, not only do I have my drawing, but I have this, and I can make it bigger or smaller depending on what I need so that I can see plot and label B. So I'm going to get a letter. I'm going to figure out where 3 is, where 2 is, and I'm going to put B right there. So that's where my B is. I need to move it. It's not quite in the right spot. It should be where 3 meets 2. So there's 3x, there's 2y. Always do my x first, then my y. Okay, so I've plotted my first one for my assignment now. That's great. And then I go on. Okay, so if I need to move this over, I can. This makes it much easier, so I'm not going back and forth from this screen to this screen. Then I might make mistakes and get confused. So I'm going to go to C now. I'm going to find 1, and then I'm going to find 5 is up here. I'm going to make a letter, and I'm going to label this C. Okay, and my 5, it seems a little high there on there, so maybe I'll take away some space. So that my 5 actually matches up with where C is. 4 is probably too far over from 3. Okay, so I might need to adjust my grid a little bit. That's okay. There, that's a little better. Okay, and my y is here, but that's okay. I know this is the y. I know this is the x. If I'm able to move the y, I can, but if it's too hard to navigate it, I can just leave it where it is. Might have to move this box over if I want to move y, because y is kind of hiding there behind it. Okay, so now I can move this back. Okay, so I think you probably got the idea here. If this is an easier method for you, I would suggest doing that. Okay, you have your assignment, you have your grid, and you can plot everything. And then once you're done, you could keep this off to the side, and then you can submit it. Okay, so I can share this with Mr. Applebaum, share it, attach it to the Google Classroom, however you want to submit it. Okay, hopefully that answers your questions, and you know how to submit your work now. Thanks very much.